he's doing that, I know we can start introducing ourselves, and this way it's practice
Sure.
for when we do it for the real thing.
Good idea.
So since Mr. Bash just came on, we'll start with you. We're just doing a quick introduction, but this is more practice for before we start the meeting. So what do you do, sir?
I have a company that does business introductions. I introduce professionals to each other.
Still didn't make
Okay.
it.
So you're a business matchmaking service.
Okay.
Well, it's been called that. I call it replication. People
Okay.
tell me how they get business, and I replicate it.
No, I understand that. Appreciate it. Mr. Mendez.
Yes, sir. So I actually own a advertising platform where it caters to businesses and to the consumer. So on the business end of it, there's no risk, starting return of investment 4,900%. And also any new advertiser can join the platform and generate up to $500 in gross sales before having to pay any advertising fees. For the consumers, I pay them for making purchases from my advertisers. They pay my advertisers directly, and there's no cost for them to join, and they can actually earn more than what they spend with my advertisers. So
right. I'm going to move on because this is more practice than before. So I don't mean to cut you short.
Oh, no, that's fine.
You just, okay, David, quick, what about you?
Good morning, David T here with Coldwell Banker. I am a realtor with a specialty in residential, multifamily investment real estate, and a particular niche in helping people through divorces and 1031 exchanges.
Okay. Mr. Santos.
Good morning. Sorry, guys, I'm driving. I will be on video shortly, but yep, David Santos, SBS Consulting. I am a fractional CFO for about 10 different companies at the moment, ranging from construction to family-owned commercial industrial real estate.
Okay, Mr. Shields.
Hey everyone, I'm Marcus Shields. I'm the owner. I help clients get connected to financing for real estate and business projects.
Okay, and let's see if I get Mr. Bassett.
Jacob Bassett. I'm in small business finance. We are directly partnered with major banks and credit unions to offer startups, small, medium-sized business owners with additional working capital.
All right, and let's see, Mr. Corrington. Mr. Corrington. Yeah, thank you.
Northington.
No, I'm sorry.
Corrington.
I'm still getting over my return flight from yesterday morning. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry.
It's Matt. Okay. Well, my name is Corey Northington. I'm based here in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm an independent associate of Legal Shield, PPLSI. I help empower small business owners with legal and identity theft needs, as I like to call the Netflix of those services.
Okay.
And
yes, another quick thought. Go ahead.
Okay. And I left my information in the chat and everything. Okay. So you can go on, Mr. Man.
All right. I'm sorry. Mr. Levine.
Hi. Just made it into the meeting. We are a
that's why I called you right away. Baptism by fire. Go for it.
We are a boutique real estate firm. We do cost segregation studies and give lots of income tax advice. I was a practicing CPA for over 50 years before I got into this.
Okay, Ms. Voris.
Hi, I'm Debbie, your certified holistic health coach. I help identify the root causes of health issues, and I create a custom natural holistic strategy to resolve them. I have a couple things going on right now. I have a collaboration with a book publisher where I have a 6-month weight release program that's tied into writing your transformational story. And it's all in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, in a retreat. So if anybody's interested in releasing weight and doing that, you can contact me. And also, I am doing new body scans that you can actually do with your phone. And what it'll help you, it will scan your different body systems, give you biometrics, and it's based on functional, emotional, and energetic. And it'll tell you how you can improve those areas of your health in those different body systems.
I got to tell you,
So,
I'm gonna
what?
stop because this is more of a pre before the meeting because there was a problem earlier. So you didn't have a chance to hear that. So it's not you, it's me. But I'm hoping that you speak to Scott so you can become a speaker on that very topic, because in the past that kind of technology was used for people who wanted to have suits made by doing body measurements using their phone and having suits made for them, tailored suits made for them. And yours taking a different way. And I'm hoping you get a chance to speak about it at a future meeting as a speaker. I know I'm taking liberties, Scott. I apologize. Phil.
Oh, I'm
Speak.
sorry, I didn't know.
No worries.
No, I know you didn't. I know it's my fault. I'll take the blame. I had, everybody else blames you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Phil. Quickly.
Yeah, very quickly, we're just giving a brief. It's Phil Wolfstein with Zoom Business Brokers. I'm a certified business broker. What I do is I help business owners and sellers find qualified buyers for their business, help them work through that process of selling their business and developing an exit plan.
Okay. By the way, Scott, just so you know, we had a problem earlier, so I thought we'll just do pre intros
No,
before
I
the actual
appreciate it.
meeting.
Yeah,
So I apologize that I just took over like that.
not at
So,
all. No, I appreciate it. I'm trying to text people that have been trying to get into the meeting to let them know.
And
I know
the other
Maria
thing that
send out the list, but not everybody.
and the other thing that happened, so to my detriment, well, I'm glad, but the other thing that happened is we doubled in size from the time I started this to the time where we are now in terms of people, which I'm thrilled about. Don't get me wrong, but that's that you do things by oh shoot.
Here comes Betty.
My teamwork, you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Rudy's
point.
still got to go as well.
Yes, Rudy, go ahead.
Sure. So I'm Rudy Gargioni. I teach people how money works. All the things that we should have learned in school, but they never actually got around to teaching us. My tagline is finance is not an F word. At the end of the day, I want people to be able to talk about their finances and their financial future from a place of empowerment rather than a place of fear, with the end goal of generational wealth being a bit more commonplace. I'm Rudy Gargioni. Financial literacy is a crusade.
Rudy, it looks like fall has definitely arrived in your area.
He's actually really in the woods right now.
Okay. I don't really Bob, you still doing something else, or are you with us now mentally?
Talking to me?
You're
Yeah, I'm
good.
talking
We'll go
you.
to Betty.
This is a pre introduction. So go ahead.
Go ahead, Betty.
Okay.
Oh, Betty, I didn't see you. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's been an interesting tech morning. I finally did get here. I'm Betty Withrow, the Writer's Launchpad. I'm a ghostwriter, an editor, content creator, an author coach, and I work with a multimedia team to put together marketing solutions that really work for our clients based on what is it that you really want to accomplish in your business. How can we refine your messaging and reach the prospects that are the people that are meant to work with you and have harmonious, beautiful relationships based on that lead to success. So anyway, back to what I actually do, nuts and bolts. I'm the content person of our team, and I do tons of writing stuff, anything related to communication. I probably know somebody who is an expert in it. And so I invite you to get in touch with me and have a conversation. Thank you.
Well, before you go, I have to say this. I know I'm pulling a Scott here. I can tell you firsthand that I've dealt with her directly and what she's done for someone else who I think very much of, and they have a budding relationship, and I can't be happier for both parties. All right,
And she is also helping me right now.
Okay, well then I'm surprised you have time to be at this meeting. But anyway, let's move on. Ed, go ahead in 30 or 45 seconds. Go for it.
Can't say my name in 45 seconds. Ed Cicinato. I'm the franchise owner of Edward Cicinato and Associates Dream Vacations. We do it all, and vacations start here, and there are no fees for our services. Black Friday and Cyber Monday are coming, and we have mucho specials. That's Spanish for many.
All right, Scott.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and thank you, Moshe. I appreciate the assistance. I'm Scott Harrell. My business is Lifetree Prosperity. I am a business consultant specializing in business overhead reduction services. which includes a lot of things, including electronic payments and other strategies, ERC credits, bunch of stuff. And in addition to that, I'm a insurance advisor specializing in life insurance, long-term care, and Medicare. And I recently posted a LinkedIn article about how you need to have the proper insurance to protect your business as well as all your assets, such as your family. And I also have a current ad published in the local Sun Weekly newspaper for my Medicare business, and that's in Seal Beach. I'm located in Long Beach, and apologize for our technical glitches earlier, but I appreciate everyone who's here, and thank you very much. I'll post my info for you.
Okay, yeah, the only one I left out, of course, was the most important, the person who brought me into this whole thing, which was Bob Friedenthal.
Oh, well, thank you. So the purpose of this group is to collaborate and give referrals. That is a prime, you know, they say, I've always said that people that refer, everybody wants to rub shoulders with those people, because 60% Forbes, Harvard Business Review, Entrepreneur Magazine all say that 60% of most people business comes from referrals. How many of you, raise your hands please, if you're one of those people who gets their business by referral? All right.
How many hands can I raise?
Yeah, it's all about the referrals, gang. So that's one aspect. I was going to give a shout out to Alan Holmes, but since he's not here, he typically is one that gives lots of referrals. And by the way, Marie, hey, hi, Marie.
Hi,
Marie.
good morning.
Hi, Marie.
Hi, Phil. Hi, good morning.
Marie and I are working on artificial intelligence for LinkedIn, and we're trying to figure out the landscape, because we know that AI is changing the landscape dramatically on how LinkedIn is functioning. So we're seeing, look, at the end of the day, we want to stay ahead of the curve. So we're trying to figure out every tool available for LinkedIn users, because almost everybody here is on LinkedIn. In fact, I'm sure everybody here is on LinkedIn. And by the way, the next group meeting today, we have switched it over to a veterans group. I used to sponsor the Christmas event for the VA in Westwood every year, and it's hugely rewarding. The group, our next group meeting is with a guy named Alan Schroeder, who retired Army officer, and I started connecting to veterans. I can't tell you how many people connected to me on LinkedIn as a result of reaching out to them. So my daughter, by the way, I'll take a little bit longer. My daughter worked for the VA in Redlands, and she said it was one of the most difficult jobs she's ever had. The suicide rate amongst veterans in this country is something like 25 veterans a day commit suicide. So I want to give my payback, you know, to support veterans and everything that they've gone through. And seeing as we just went through Veterans Day, I did a post, got tons and tons of responses to that. So that, anyway, I'm a LinkedIn consultant. I have a staff of people, including Marie, that work on LinkedIn accounts. And 2024 is going to be a very interesting year. I'd love to see how many people think that we're going into a big era of change coming up in the next year. Want to raise your hands? It's not going to be status quo, gang. And I think everything is indicating that the war in Israel, as well as all the turmoil that's going on in this world. So I think we're going to see a lot of change. Support your veterans. So that's my spiel. I'm done.
Thank you, Bob. I'm
God,
gonna take over motion.
This is your meeting. Go for it. I'm sorry.
No, I really appreciate what you did. So our guest speaker today is Marcus Shields. Are you ready to rock and roll, Marcus?
Yes, sir.
Do you need to do a screen share?
Well, right now I'm doing this on my phone.
Okay.
The PowerPoint I sent Bob, he can probably send out to you guys after this is over. And it's pretty direct, straightforward.
That'll work. Okay, take it away.
By the way, Marcus is also a veteran.
Oh, thanks for your service, Marcus.
So how's everybody doing, Dave? I'm Marcus Shields. I'm the owner of Shields Home Consulting. I've been in business since 2018. So what we do is we help connect clients to financing for real estate and business projects. It can either be debt or equity or a mix of both. My ties to the money is pretty much I'm the middleman between the money and the client. I have different type of relationships with different, whether it be banks, family offices, investors themselves, or just private practices that are willing to put their money into certain projects. I got into the space because, originally a veteran for 8 years, prior account for 5, a financial advisor for 2 years, then also used to do some sales rep sales for a hard money lender. So they kind of got me into the space of knowing like what clients look for real estate financing. And then eventually I ventured off into adding the business sector to my business after that. I mainly do more B2B. I do have some access to B2C, but most of my business is more business to business. I'll go into like what type of products I have access to as far as business go. And then if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I can answer whatever. For business funding, I have access to asset-based business line of credit, commercial finance, equipment financing, inventory, invoice, MCA, purchase order, SBA term loans, working capital, etc. I'm not really closed off from any type of industry. I've worked on tech, I've worked on energy, I worked in cannabis, I worked of oil and gas. I've even worked in restaurant, as far as business goes, but there's really no industry I'm kind of restricted to. It just depends on the industry that has the most leverage. And some that are high risk, I can do those, but when it comes to high risk industries, the leverage is kind of lower based on, how they're set up or how they're positioned. For real estate, I can do asset-based real estate backed, commercial real estate, construction, hard money, no doc stated income, private money, so revenue based, and SBA. I can also do multi and single family, cash out refis, purchase. Also can do land. I do have access to international, but I can only do international financing if it's in a major location within that country. I've done a few in the past. I'm also able to do like Canada as well, the Caribbeans, Mexico, Europe. A few places I can't do parts of the Middle East. I can do China in some aspect, but everything else is kind of limited based on, legality and how that person is positioned in that country and how they're positioned here as well. As long as they have a U.S. bank account or they can get with a U.S. bank account, I can help them. If they can't get one here, might have to use like a major international bank that has ties to the United States. But other than that, that's the only way I can help somebody who's trying to get international funding. The thing I really do enjoy doing is I like helping people reach their goals, as far as whether it be business or real estate. Somebody gave me a chance to be able to help people, and I want to be able to give that back to other people as well, and just share the knowledge and let everybody know it is possible for you to get the type of debt that you're needing, or equity. And debt doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing as long as you're using it right. If you're using it wrong, then that's when it can be a problem.
May I ask you a question, please?
Yes.
All right, you said earlier that when you have a business and if there's problems, in essence, the amount given or amount loan will be the parameters force you to drop the metrics you use for giving the most amount. Will you swap? Can a business swap equity so they can get the higher amount they might need for financing to make it work?
Depends on how much they're making. So some of the people have close to equity products. Their EBITDA needs to be at least $1 million and up.
9.5 what?
What was that?
I didn't hear what you said. You said 9.5?
No, they need to be making at least $1 million and up in income.
Okay.
There are situations where, let's say the company's doing well and maybe they only need a portion of the debt covered, and they need an equity partner to come and help them cover the rest because they don't want to take on too much debt. So there are situations like that as well.
Well, I don't know if you had a program where you made a loan and the rate was reduced, or the loan to value, or in theory, since you did real estate, the loan to value could be higher with an equity kicker.
Yeah, and I mean there are some cases where you can do you can buy down the rate, or something like that. Equity kicker will depend on the deal. Okay. Sometimes people will get covered by the debt to a certain extent, and then they can get some type of equity kicker based on the portion that they need covered. But it's going to be case by case basis.
No, I understand. I realize it's not part of the. It's not chocolate and vanilla. It's a triple flavor.
Yeah,
I understand it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Scott. This is your meeting. I apologize to everyone here.
No, it's fine. Whatever questions you might have. Can do personal financing. I have connections to that, but of course, your credit score has to be in the 700 range. Not a lot of defaults, barely any. Not a bunch of inquiries, stuff like that. Pretty clean. Type of situation.
Jacob, did I call you earlier to talk about yourself real quick, or you didn't do that?
No, I did. I was just Marcus and I. We'd spoken.
Yeah.
I think it honestly might be coming up on 1.5 years, 2 years ago. So I was just when he mentioned the personal, that's actually something we provide through the banks, personal term loans as well as revolving business and personal credit cards.
All right. Before we move further, Patty Lou joined us. I want to make sure she has it in a minute. Tell them about yourself. I mean, I've had the pleasure of meeting with you and trying to see if I can do something to help you out, but let everybody else know why I think so much of you. Patty, you're muted. Yeah, I was gonna say you're muted.
Thank you. I'm Patty. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm your best kept secret in sports. Parents and athletes do not know that I exist and that I increase your children's chances of getting an athletic scholarship for college. The sports psychology and performance coaching helps keep your athletes in sports long-term by avoiding burnout, overtraining, injury. I also help them with other aspects such as performance anxiety, nerves, lack of dedication, confidence. Another skill set I have is the college athletic scholarship information and walking parents and athletes through that college athletic scholarship process. The work I do, I can do virtually. Now that the holiday season is here, a way for parents to save money is to purchase my services or my digital course as Christmas or holiday gifts. Be on the lookout for Black Friday and Christmas specials. Driven to Peak Performance is the name of my company. And the younger I get the athlete, the better off I am. And my new offer also includes working with the parent as well.
Okay.
Patty,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just if I can chime in here. Did I introduce you to Coach Bobby Hosea?
No, no.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. You have all your contact. We're connected on LinkedIn too, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
He coaches. He doesn't coach football. He coaches how to tackle in football, and he's got his own system, you know, to prevent head injury. So he's quite a guy.
Okay, yes. Let's see if he's receptive to talking with me. You know, traditional athletic coaches so far have seen me as competition, even though I can never replace them and they can never replace me.
No, I'm sure he'd be glad to talk to you.
Okay.
I have to
May I ask
call him a little bit later anyway.
Bob, may I ask a favor? Will you please also, not the same time, because what Patty does is slightly different, but please keep me in mind for that same person, that same contact.
Oh, sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
people-
just real quick, Marcus, thank you for your presentation. Do we have any more questions? And also, I came in a little late and some other folks came in after me. So I think you probably posted your chat info early on and I'm not seeing it. So if you could be so kind as to repost it for the people who came in later.
Yeah.
And
I'll
I
just
noticed, yeah.
I just received a
noticed
message. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I
I'm
noticed
sorry.
in your LinkedIn that you're in Los Angeles.
Yes. And also I do nationwide. So I'm not
Awesome.
stuck to California. I've done projects in Texas, Florida, Wisconsin, Georgia, etc.
So do you have like a particular special niche that you are trying to identify clients for? Because I know a lot of people do like hard money real estate, but you know, I don't know what the status of that is these days. And if you're dealing with small business, if there's a particular niche industry or industries that you like, I'd love to hear about that.
For business funding, I can do small, mid, or large. And for real estate, I can do the lowest I can do for real estate is 150K and up. And for business right now, the lowest I can do is 100K and up. For personal loans, it's different because they're personal. Or for business, that's kind of like the sweet spot. Right now, what I'm doing towards the end of the year, the deals I'm working on are business line of credits, equipment financing, term loans, and purchase order financing. For real estate right now, I'm working on, believe it or not, cash out refis, fix and flips. I am working on a Airbnb, a ground up construction deal, and a private money deal. And also I'm working on a capital raise deal for an energy project in Scotland.
Oh, sweet.
Where?
Yeah.
Scotland.
Oh, Scotland.
UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
So you're covering a lot of turf there. It's very interesting.
Marcus is the Alan Holmes of lending. A master connector.
That's a good comment, Jacob. Thank you.
The product
Sorry,
needs
go ahead.
throughout the season. So like one part of the year, there's a lot of people requesting construction. All of a sudden that kind of slows down and somebody's requesting financing for rental of a multifamily. So I kind of like just follow the track. And then to my team, whenever I'm talking to them, I kind of send out a bulletin, letting them know, okay, right now, you might want to concentrate on these products because that's what the interest is right now. Not saying that if somebody comes and that product is not a hot ticket, to turn them away because they still need help. But, you know, just to keep momentum going.
There are 2 points. Second point will be Debbie tapping. She wanted to mention for her Black Friday special, but people may say, why would people refinance in these markets? It's because they have a lot of other debt outside of the mortgage or with a company that they want to pay off. Because even though the rates are higher, it's still their actual monthly payment may be lower by refinancing than keeping the status quo. No, I know you know that. Some others may say, gee, that sounds weird. I just got a situation where someone has $130,000 in debt. So we're going to knock off the debt as part of the refinance. So, but I mean, I know you know it. I know that Jacob knows it, but not everybody may think, they may think it sounds crazy.
Some people are still doing refinances, believe it or not. That's because 3% or that 2% interest rate they had, from a few years ago. So I had a lady, she wanted to post some cash, so her cash flow picked up, so she was willing to refi her 2 rentals. And granted, her interest rate was lower. She didn't mind a higher interest rate in order, to get the cash out of her properties. So.
All right, I'm gonna make sure Debbie gets in for her Fridays, please, real quick. Black Friday special, what is it?
My Black Friday special is on the Vital link. So you can get a family pack, and you buy 5, you get you buy 4 and you get 1 free. So and it was the personal body scan to give you best options for wellness.
And Scott, I hope you have her come as a speaker on that process. I remember I was saying earlier when they were doing it for tailor-made suits, you could do you did it by computer. You could get the biometrics in a computer. It was for people who bought, let's say, who would go through at least anywhere between 15 and 20 suits a year. And now they've expanded the market, and it's just beautiful to see how they've taken it to the health and wellness area. So I do hope to be maybe the end of this year or early next year it becomes a speaker here.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll try to.
So it's $200 for it being normally $250. So you say $50. That's what the special is.
Okay.
All right. We all love to save money.
But
I didn't go.
If you have any questions, don't be afraid to contact me. And if anything, if you have a deal, just in the subject line, put MyCity or that you referred by Bob, and then I'll put you ahead of the line to look at your deal first.
Oh, the VIP treatment.
Yeah, baby.
Jacob,
hey Marcus, I have one question, Marcus. You get into asset-based lending at all? Can you broker those types of deals, or are those subjected to banks?
No, I do asset-based. The thing I come across sometimes is when people are trying to do asset-based financing, they'll try to use a property that they don't own as the asset, and it doesn't work like that. I had about $5 million, and they were trying to get $3 million out of it. I was fine, whatever. I'm like, how much equity do you have in the property, or like, do you own it out free and clear, which means you own it completely? And he was like, oh no, I don't own the property. I'm like, oh, like, is there a balance in the property? Yeah, well, it is. I'm like, oh, like, are you part owner, or are you renting it? Oh no, I don't own it at all. I'm like, well, you can't use a property you don't own for the asset.
Nice try, right?
I just drove by it last week.
Yeah, I'm with one of my clients. We're shopping for asset-based line based on their inventory and AR. So,
I can.
Let's chat. Yeah, for sure.
And who's got the best credit score in this group? Can I just use your credit?
Yeah, we'll definitely post those, right?
Yeah, that's a good thing. I didn't say anything about myself, so I'll be real quick. My name is Moshe Math. I'm a partner in a company called Neurotrained Sciences. Our system, looking similar to massage chairs at the airport, uses sound, light, and vibration, taking their mind and body through a voyage into relaxation through what they call brainwave entrainment. So when the computer freezes, you have 2 choices. If it's either too heavy or too expensive to throw against the wall in frustration. So you turn it off and on again and hope I forgot I had a problem. And that's what we're doing. I know Bob likes this. My partner coined the term biofeed in. And biofeedback is when you're driving and going over the speed limit, you take your foot off the gas pedal and you slow down. And biofeed in, you become the beneficiary of the modalities you're experiencing with our system, and you become the change agent as a result.
And I'm sure Scott would love to give you a shout out.
Oh, for the chair?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Epic.
Well, I'm hoping we can.
It was worth 2-hour drive from Newark Airport to Atlantic City area just to get a half hour in that chair. It was astounding.
By the way,
Really
that was 2 hours
wonderful.
in each. That was 2 hours in each direction for him on a flight where he didn't get much sleep.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah. It's crazy.
So I'm grateful.
Hey, it's good to see Joel Bash here, and Mr. Networker himself.
Oh, thank you, Scott. Nice to see you again. How's that car collection doing?
Well, it's not my collection, but I enjoy many car shows, and I'm a big dreamer. So one day, if you look at my Facebook now, you'll see a Porsche Turbo S Cabriolet. That's my car, but I'm only about 230,000 short right now. So nice to see you.
If I can, Scott, maybe just give a couple of quick facts here that might be of interest to everyone. The International Business Broker Association and the M&A Source, they do quarterly surveys of businesses of what's going on, and that's with several hundred or however many hundreds of business brokers across the country. And you say what would be the number one reason for sellers to go to market? It's kind of interesting to know. In 2022, retirement, 42% of the respondents said that was the reason. In 23, it's 57. The other major reason for sellers going to market in the third quarter was family issues. 5% in quarter 3 22, 10% in quarter 3 23.
Wow.
Recapitalization was down, health issues were down, burnout was down a little bit, which is kind of interesting, and other was a little bit down. So two key reasons: retirement and family issues. And as the baby boom generation is getting a little bit older here, I expect those numbers are going to continue going up. To Bob's point, when you look at the overall environment, what's happening, smaller businesses that'd be 500,000 and down, basically Main Street America, it is more of a buyer's market than a seller's market at this point. There's a whole lot of reasons why. As you go into what's the upper side for me, this would be businesses between 500,000 and say 3 million. It's pretty much on track. There's deals getting done. Don't see any real major shift. I call it sort of stable, good, well-run businesses that are profitable are moving. A lot of buyers that are seeking to become entrepreneurs, particularly out of the high-tech business. A millennial generation has money. They're looking for business opportunities. When you get into the 5 million and up, it's actually above. We're still seeing strong interest, a lot of consolidation, a lot of bolt-on acquisitions, and good demand for businesses that are profitable. So the recession or the sense that things are down, we're not seeing that yet in the what would be that, for me, the middle of the upper scale, which would be 5 million or 3 to 5 million and up. There's still pretty good movement and demand out there, a lot of private equity money, but we'll see what happens here into 24. Anyway, I just wanted to give you some updates there.
I just came, as Ed knows, because he's had the opportunity to bust my chops about it. I just came back from Las Vegas yesterday morning at 6:30, and I'm saying it for a reason. We stayed at the it's called the Horseshoe, but it was originally the Binion Hotel in Las Vegas. I'm saying it for a reason. When you checked in, they now have 8 or 10 check-in kiosks and maybe 1 or 2 people who will help you out. They also have another, much like going to the tolls, you can do Easy Pass and you have 8 lanes, or you have a person, you have maybe 1 or 2 lanes. And that's what it was at the hotel that we stayed at. And I was stunned by it when I saw it. But that seems to be where they're going, probably because of shortage of people and so forth. So technology being involved in the nuts and bolts of it and repairs of, I think, is actually a career that may be more lucrative than programming at some time in the future. Mr. Lewis, you just came, and so you get to be put on the hot spot. I'm hoping you'll give us, I'm hoping in about a minute's time, you'll tell us about yourself so that so others can know why I think so much of you. And we actually have met, so I can say that sincerely.
Well, thank you. I'm now.
I know I put you on the spot. I'm
tongue
sorry.
tied.
I want to get you before the meeting ends.
DeMar Lewis. I help businesses make more money, work less hours, and hire and retain good people. And my ideal client is anyone that's looking to make more money in their business or is challenges in their business. So that's my story, and that's what I'm sticking to. Thank you.
Okay, we've got a few minutes, so I'm going to open up the floor if anyone would like to give a shout out to another one of our members, whether it was from a positive one-on-one or from some actual business that was done. So if you would like to, if you could just raise your hand first, and there you go, Debbie. Thank you. Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to Betty. I did mention her on my podcast I had a podcast with a cancer doula, because she does something that she does as a hobby right now. And she actually knits crochets these wonderful hats for women. So I thought that was a good gift for her. So I just want to let her know that it actually went on air. And it was like last week.
Oh, thank you so much, Debbie. That's really
You're welcome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Marcus.
I want to shout out to Bob. I mean, for allowing me to talk to you guys and just, express what I do and seeing if I can help you all out. I just want to say thank you.
Yep, Bob's reached out to a lot of people. David T., go ahead.
Morning, guys. I just wanted to also thank Bob because, that old saying from our old BNI networking group that I feel like ours is on steroids, right? Givers gain. And just by me giving, referrals to my other networking groups, I'm seeing the other, referrals being reciprocated. But I do have a shout out for Phil for connecting me with his colleague. I actually ran into a client of mine who, through a divorce, is going through looking to sell a bar. So he was able to connect me with another Zoom business professional. So Phil's always an awesome guy and a great resource. So kudos to him, and a big shout out to both Bob and Phil.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
David, how many years have we known each other?
Oh gosh, we're going on a decade now, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, next year. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
If I can, I'd like to give a shout out to Bob and Marie, who are very, that innovative approach on messaging and managing my LinkedIn, continues to get good response for me. I'm getting good responses. I have a constant kind of exchange every day, maybe 3 to 5 different messages or contacts with prospective professionals or clients. Doesn't always convert to a listing, or anything of that nature, but great networking and good response on the LinkedIn by using some creative approaches, not doing the same thing all the time.
So true.
Yep. I'll give a shout out. I'm a guest. I'm a newbie, but shout out to Bob as well. I've been sleeping on my network for a long time. And so, Bob engaged me, and Bob spoke through a mutual friend of ours, probably 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And appreciate you, Bob. Look forward to the future. And my LinkedIn is blowing up at the moment. So thank you.
Appreciate your compliments. Makes a lot of difference.
If we are all talking about Bob and my partner and I had a meeting yesterday on the phone that was absolutely incredible about taking a totally unique approach as to getting business. And we haven't implemented yet, but I'm sure it will be implemented in the next week or two, and it should really blow it up.
God, you guys are going to make me blush.
Now, this is why you invited us.
May I give a shout out to Scott?
No, go ahead, Debbie. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Bob. You're a wonderful guy too.
By the way,
Scott is great for finding you a health insurance plan. So if you need, support, he actually jumps through a lot of hoops. Unfortunately, the plan I use, there was some problems with the sign up and all this other stuff, and he had to go an extra mile to make sure everything was okay. So check them out if you need health insurance.
Just, you
Thank
know,
you,
the
Debbie.
reason we're part of the reason we're giving you such accolades, which is well deserved in a serious note, is because we know that after the meeting's over, your wife will put you back down to earth.
Yeah, the wives do that just in general, right? Right, guys?
Yes.
Or husbands, right, ladies? So, Bob, I wanted to just ask, are we meeting next week? I get a
No.
vote that we observe the Thanksgiving holiday, have time with our loved ones, maybe digest a little food and
Or a
go
lot of
shopping or
So we're not going to meet next week and take advantage of all the Black Friday specials that'll be announced during the
There-
meeting? Okay.
that's
So-
Make sure that you send the new link or the right link so everyone can get on efficiently the following week. after.
yeah, we will, if there's going to be a permanent change, we will email everyone.
Well, let's ask
So-
Marie. Marie is going to be a permanent change, right?
I'll try to retrieve the old link, Bob, if we can still have it.
Okay, so to be
If we
continued.
can resend that out again so that there's no confusion between the old link and the new link, just to resend it out to everyone,
Okay.
that'd be great.
Okay, thanks, Phil.
Yeah, especially because we'll have a week off to forget about it. So
Yeah. This really is a good group, and I have to thank you all for all the compliments I'm getting. I've gotten. I'm kind of blown away by it in all reality. But I started networking a long time ago, and I started setting up networking groups. Followed the BNI motto of Givers Gain, and the referrals. If you're a member of BNI, it's mandatory that you give referrals. It's mandatory. You pay a fee, and they're not cheap anymore. Anybody know how much BNI charges?
It's a lot.
$800 a year, something like that.
$1,800. Is it about $1,800 a year plus the cost of what you eat at the restaurants?
Not quite that much, but it's almost 1,000.
Okay, excuse me.
It's still a lot of money.
It's too regimented.
Don't you pay if you miss too?
Huh?
Isn't there like a fee if you can't make it to an event and you don't let them know in like a timely manner?
No, they just get really
Find a
pissy.
substitute. Yeah.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you know how many members there are in BNI? There's over 200,000 members worldwide in BNI. And it's very, like somebody was saying earlier, it's very regimented. You don't show up. If you don't show up 3 times in a quarter, they will kick you out of the group. And you still have to pay your fees.
Yes.
So, I've mentioned this to members of the group before. Dr. Ivan Meisner is the guy that started BNI well over 35 years ago, I think it is. And he's the one who came up with the motto of Givers Gain. His psychologist, a guy named Doc Barham, was my client. I can't tell you how many years ago. It's at least 15, 20 years ago. And that's where I learned about BNI. And, I firmly believe in how they operate. They are very regimented. You don't give referrals. You get, like I said, you get kicked out of the group. You have to take a 3-day course on BNI rules.
BNI-ness. All right, guys. Hey, it's 9 o'clock. Thank you,
Do
Bob.
well with rules.
Thank you, our guest speaker, Marcus Shields. Thank you, Musha Math, for stepping in and helping. And I hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving with your families. And we can always chat in between on LinkedIn or directly. So I appreciate you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Good
everybody.
seeing everyone. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Enjoy your
Thanksgiving,
family.
guys. Have a nice weekend, guys. Take care.
Thanks.